Picture an auditor walking into your yard. They don't ask for your folder. They don't open a single binder. They walk straight past the office, up to your newest driver, and ask one question. What are the signs of fatigue, and when would you stop the job? If that driver can answer, you're most of the way to passing. If they can't, it won't matter how thick your paperwork is. Because under the new Heavy Vehicle Accreditation Scheme, the HVA, the folder on the shelf is no longer the test. Your people are. Today we're pulling apart the thing sitting right at the centre of that scheme, the Safety Management System, the SMS. And I know exactly how those three letters sound, like a mountain of documents you don't have time to build. So let me make you a promise. By the end of this, you'll know what an SMS actually is, the 5 parts every single one needs, and the 4-word method every auditor will use to judge yours. And I'll show you the one move that can wipe an entire follow-up audit off your calendar, completely legally. Let's get the fear out of the way first. What an SMS actually is. Here's the part nobody says plainly. You already have a safety management system. You're just running most of it in your head. Straight away the jargon, and the law's definition is simple. Under the Heavy Vehicle National Law, the HVNL, an SMS is just the group of policies, systems, and procedures that keep your transport activities safe. That's the whole thing. And no matter your size, it only has to do 3 jobs. Identify the public risks your business creates, assess them, and put controls in place to manage them. Identify, assess, control. You already do this. Every time you look at a load and decide it isn't safe. Every time you pull a driver who's too tired to roll. The SMS just asks you to make that thinking visible and consistent, so your safety doesn't live and die with one experienced person's gut feel. What's actually changing? So why change anything? This is the real shift, and it's bigger than it first looks. The old accreditation scheme is prescriptive. It hands you a checklist for fatigue, for mass, for maintenance, and says, do exactly this. Tidy. But it only ever looks at the risks on that list. And it treats a 3-truck family business the same as a national fleet. The new SMS turns that around. It's performance-based. Instead of ticking someone else's boxes, you're expected to understand all the risks your business generates and prove you're actually managing them with a system sized to you. Not compliance for its own sake. Real risk management. Picture it in layers. Your policies set the direction, what you stand for. Your procedures turn that into, here's how we do the job safely. Your tools, the pre-start checklists, the apps, the risk register, make the right way the easy way. And then the layer that decides whether any of it is real, your people and your culture. Because you can have a perfect fatigue policy, a perfect procedure, a perfect reporting form, and if a tired driver doesn't feel safe to speak up, none of it is working. Paper doesn't keep anyone alive. Behaviour does. The standard breaks an SMS into 5 parts. Don't let the number scare you. You're already doing most of them. 1. Leadership and commitment. Safety starts at the top, or it doesn't start at all. If management only cares after something breaks, every driver below them already knows it. 2. Risk management. This is the engine. Find the hazard, put a control on it, check the control works, and manage incidents when they happen. 3. People. The best control on earth fails if the person carrying it out doesn't understand it. Training, communication, fitness for duty. 4. Assurance. If risk management is the engine, assurance is the dashboard, the audits and reviews that tell you it's genuinely working, not just running. 5. Safety systems. Tying it all together so safety lives inside the daily job, not inside a folder. Leadership drives the culture. Risk management controls the hazards. People do the work. Assurance checks it. Systems connect it. One machine, not 5 separate chores. Now, here's the pushback I hear constantly. This is a lot of work for a small operator, for little reward. It's a fair thing to say. So before I answer it, tell me in the comments, do you think a 3-truck operator should have to do all of this? I'll give you the honest answer in 1 minute. Scalability, the honest answer. Here's that answer. Because the SMS is scalable, and that's the whole point most people miss. This is not one size fits all. A simple system that fits your business and actually gets used will beat a thick, clever manual that sits on a shelf where nobody understands it. Every time. For a small operator, your evidence might be toolbox talks, pre-start checklists, maintenance records, a note in a diary, a real conversation with a driver about what nearly went wrong. That counts. The auditor is not hunting for the biggest binder. They want to see the system is alive. One honest caveat: size isn't the only thing that sets the bar. A small operator carting dangerous goods across state lines carries more risk than a local running short regional trips, and the system has to match the risk, not just the truck count. Scale it to what your work can actually do to the public. Which brings us to that 4-word method I promised. When an auditor assesses your SMS, they run it through PSOE. Present, suitable, operating, effective. It's a maturity model, and it looks straight past your paperwork. Take something simple, the vehicle daily check. Present, do you actually have a pre-start procedure and a checklist? Suitable, does it fit your work? A pre-start built for a fuel tanker won't suit a livestock trailer. Operating, are your drivers genuinely using it, every shift, or is it sitting untouched in the glove box? And effective, this is the one people miss. When a driver reports a fault, does anything actually happen? If the report vanishes into a drawer, it's not effective. If it triggers a repair, or training for the driver who filled it in wrong, that's effective. That's a system that learns. And here's the reward, the loop I opened with. If you can show all 4, present, suitable, operating and effective, at your very first entry audit, with real evidence and no gaps, the regulator considers you mature enough to manage your own risk. And that scheduled 6 to 7 month follow-up audit? Gone. You earned it by walking in ready. That is a real, dollar value reward for getting your house in order early, instead of scrambling the week before. The reframe plus CTA. So let's go back to that auditor, your newest driver, and the question about fatigue. Here's the reframe I want to leave with you. An SMS was never really built for the regulator. Strip away the acronyms, and it is simply the difference between a driver who knows when to pull over and one who doesn't. It isn't paperwork, it's whether your people come home. And the best part, the NHVR has already put the starting tools online, a free SMS checklist and an introduction guide on their website under Safety Management. Run your operation through that checklist. Every yes is a part you've already built. Every no is a gap you now have months to close instead of days. So start this week. Not because a deadline says so, but because the sooner you build it, the sooner it starts protecting the people who drive for you. And that's the next episode. We go deep on the first component, leadership, and why your SMS lives or dies on it. Look after yourself and your family. From chaos to calm with the real transport toolbox.